Guys, welcome back to another New Legacy podcast. I have my man with me right here, Cole DaSilva, all the way from Canada land in Miami with the mosquitoes and the hot weather and the crazy women.
It's way better than the freezing cold and the foot of snow and the negative 20 degrees, bro. It's way better. Literally was walking down the, I guess, boardwalk, you would call it, this morning with the wife and the baby. And I just looked at her and I was like, don't you want to be here more?
Yeah.
Because she's a seasons person. She wants to be in a place where there's the fall and everything else.
Yeah.
And I want to be in a place where my face doesn't fucking freeze and I can drive my car around whenever I want.
It's kind of cool. You went to Wes Walson's mastermind and you brought your family out.
Yep. The reason why is because of actually my mentor, Dan Martell. So Dan Martell is a client of Wes's. He's insane multi-millionaire, was running a bunch of businesses, and he actually became a client of Wes's recently, just as I did, because we wanted to learn what Wes was doing. But Dan said something on a podcast when me and him were talking afterwards that really, really resonated with me. And he said, every time I would do a mastermind, every time I would go do business in another country, another city, another place, I will bring my family with me afterwards. Why? Because I'll turn it into a little vacation, because if I'm going to go to so many places in the world to do business, I also want to bring my family so they can experience the world and I can be closer to them. Now, obviously, I can't really do that right now because our baby's so young and my wife doesn't want to travel with him. So we're just like, fuck it, you're going to come now. So they stayed in the hotel the whole time. We got like this nice little suite up in one of the buildings. I think it's called the DoubleTree. So we got a nice little suite in there. It's right on the water, like a minute and a half away from Wes's house. 3 minutes away from here, and they just hung out the whole time.
Damn, you guys are in the right area here.
It's super nice, dude.
Yeah. So, I want to hear more about your story. Like, you're in the coaching space. You've been doing it for a while, and you're very good at it. You're one of the best I've seen, and your content game is like wild. Every like little reel that you put up, it's like a little movie.
Thank you.
A little like color grade's all good, everything. But yeah, so like, what's your story? What's your background? Like, why did you start in the coaching industry?
Yeah, so I'll zoom back so you can kind of understand where I came from. Because I feel like whenever you ask a coach that, I'm assuming the answer you always hear is, well, I want to help people.
Yeah,
right?
It's
That's a
just
pretty
lame,
regular thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a regular thing that everybody says. And I definitely understand and resonate with that because I could say the same thing. Like, I've wanted to help people since I was a kid, but I had a path that I tried to go down that never fucking worked. You see, I was in high school and I didn't know what I was doing, so I tried to go down the path of becoming a firefighter. I don't know if you know anything about firefighting. It's incredibly fucking hard. And in Canada, it's twice as hard because it's even more locked up than it is in the States based off of how many people we have. So when I saw how hard the path was, I'm like, well, I'm not going to do this. There's no way. Then I went to become a cop because I was like, well, that's the next logical step in actually being able to help people. My temperament's not good enough to become a cop. There's no way. I'll lose my fucking mind and people would end up getting hurt. So I was like, let's not go down that path. Like, that's not a good path at all. And then ended up dipping on police foundation, so I didn't do that. And then my last path was the Army. And then I actually went in for my entrance exam. Now, keep in mind, at the same time that I was trying to go down these paths of helping people, I was struggling with addiction, struggling with alcohol. I left my house at 14 years old and basically just couch surfed until 19.
Damn.
And in that time, I was getting blackout wasted all the time, running drugs, hanging out with some very hard people. So when I went in to do the entrance exam for the Army, I actually failed a fucking entrance exam, bro. It's embarrassing. Like, it's like the most simple questions in the world. I failed it because the night before, drinking, partying, doing dumb shit, not focusing on studying, not focusing on even getting my mind centered to answer some basic questions, just like we're doing right now, like about my story.
Yeah.
So I failed, and after that happened, it kind of sent me down like a darker trajectory because I was like, well, fuck, man, I'm not gonna do anything with my life. I ended up working at Walmart, struggling for a super long time, down deeper into the drugs, deeper into the alcohol, just going nowhere with my life until I found fitness. And I found fitness through self-harm, for lack of a better term, because I ended up working at Walmart, struggling for a while until I was around 20. We took a road trip down to Calgary, Alberta. I know these cities probably don't fucking mean anything to you because they sound like foreign places in a make-believe world.
Canada land.
Canada land, exactly. Long story short, we went from the East Coast to the West Coast for a road trip. We basically drank the entire time. I'm surprised we didn't die on that road trip. Let's be real. It was insane, bro. We were picking up homeless people and
What?
getting them blackout fucking wasted on the trip to the place we were going, and then just dropping them off. Like, what's up, dog? Like, people hitchhiking and shit. And we were doing something called geocaching. You ever hear about that?
What is that?
Bro, if you look up geocache after, or anybody else listening to this, it's a global treasure hunt app. So you
Oh,
literally
shit.
can do it, and it will show you where treasures are wherever you are in your city and around the world. So when we were driving cross country, we were picking up fucking hitchhikers and homeless people and geocaching with them, getting them blackout wasted. But that's a completely different story. Get to Calgary, hung out with my family, my 2 half siblings for a while. And then when I was about to head back, my older brother be like, slapped me in the head. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, why are you going back to Thunder Bay? That was where I grew up. Thunder Bay, it's across the border from Detroit. And he's like, there's nothing there. You only drink and do drugs. You only get into fucking violent altercations. There's literally nothing for you back home. Why the fuck are you going back? Like, it's because it was all I knew. I'm like, that's where my job is, at Walmart at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even have a job out here. He's like, if I can get you a job interview, will you stay? He's like, yes. I was like, so he got me a job interview. The job interview, legit, this is not a lie, was, can you pick up that beam?
Oh, shit.
And I was like,
Damn.
yeah. So I picked up the beam and moved it. So I got hired as a laborer, as an iron worker.
Yeah.
Did that for 3.5 years. In that 3.5 year term, my body started to break down pretty badly. I was waking up like this. Like, I had chicken feet for hands because I was building up carpal tunnel in my forearms. The best way I can explain it, because I don't think you've done any construction before, have you?
No.
So have you ever hit like a baseball bat against something hard?
Yeah.
You get that rattle in your arms
Yeah.
and it hurts your hands? Picture that for 12 hours a day.
Damn.
Because you're hammering the steel.
Your nerves.
Yeah.
Your nerves,
And you're rattling the guns and everything like that. So I ended up developing carpal tunnel. Doctors wouldn't help me in Canada because the healthcare is dog shit. Couldn't get a solution. Found Percocets. Got addicted to perks. Struggled more with alcohol. Went down a very dark path of quote unquote self-harm, like I was saying before. And fitness is what got me out of it.
Wow.
And when fitness transformed my own life, I just wanted to give it back to the fucking world. So I found my path to helping people, like I said at the beginning, through like a very dark, windy, up and down path.
Wow. That's your hero's journey.
Yeah, man.
You had to go to hell to find yourself.
It's something that I never expected. It was something that kind of fell into my lap. And this is why I laugh all the time, where people are like, well, destiny's written and like you were meant for this and everything else. And like, maybe,
Yeah.
but I never thought I'd fucking be here. You would have asked me 5 years ago, like, do you believe you'd be where you are right now? Fuck no.
Damn.
5 years ago, I was just beginning as a fitness coach after going through my own transformation and stepping on stage. 8 years ago, I was living in a 600 square foot apartment with my wife as an iron worker while she worked in the office. I was making $3,000 to $5,000 a month, struggling, fucking $20,000 in debt, just beating my Percocet addiction and drinking.
Yeah.
Like, there's just, it falls in place when it's meant to, as long as you fucking don't give up and keep pushing.
Wow. One of the things that my staff told me when we met you at Wes Watson's event was, they said you had really good energy. They could feel it. So is there like a morning routine that you specifically do
Yeah.
to get yourself in the, right mindset and zone?
Yeah, so I do the same morning routine every single day. And I always laugh when we talk about morning routines or when we bring them up, because I feel like there's a weird stigma.
Yeah.
All right, especially in today's day and age. They're like, every entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to wake up at 4 a.m. or you got to wake up at 3 a.m. It's like what everybody says. And then I tell you guys, my morning routine starts at 3 a.m., which I think is fucking funny. But I do the same thing every single day, and mine is contextual to my life. You see, I am a husband. All right, I'm a father now to a brand new 1-year-old. He just turned like 1 year, 2 months. So everything needed to be altered to be able to give them the most time possible while still running my 3 businesses.
Yeah.
2 7-figure businesses, 1 startup. So I wake up at 3 a.m. every single day. As soon as I wake up, I go into a cold shower. Now, I don't do that for any health reasons. I do it because I'm still dealing with the pain of being an iron worker. If I don't utilize cold therapy, I go to work out and my hands feel like iron.
Damn.
It's like I'll go to grip and it feels like I have no grip. I'll go to squeeze my hands and it feels like there's something resisting on the back side of it. So when I wake up at 3, I do a cold shower to get my body moving. It like loosens everything up really well.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just works. So I've dove into it. As soon as I'm done that, I do something called vocalizing my positivity. So, a lot of people do affirmations and gratefuls and they write everything down. That shit bores the fuck out of me.
Damn.
I don't like doing it. So what I do is I vocalize it. And I actually learned this from an individual named Cole Taylor, and I loved it. And he's one of the homies. And I'd love if you could do it with me right now for a second.
Yeah,
so I can explain it a little bit better. Close your eyes. So I'm going to count to 10 out loud. I want you to count to 10 in your head, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep the count going. You guys can all do this listening as well. Keep the count going. Now say your name out loud.
Zoon Win.
And what happened to the count in your head? It disappeared.
Yeah.
Right. So when you vocalize, you kill the internal dialogue in your mind.
What?
So the reason why I go from waking up at 3 to cold shower to vocalizing my affirmations and vocalizing my gratitudes is because then it kills all the thoughts, the what if game that we're playing in our mind, and it helps me vocalize what I want in my life and what I want to achieve. Does that make sense?
Wow. No, like I just felt it in real life.
Dude, 100%. And like if I had my phone on me, but I made Daniel take it,
Yeah.
I'd be able to show you all of the vocal notes that I have for my gratitudes, my affirmations for the last 2 years.
Damn.
I just go into a note and I literally am like, okay, affirmations, what day is it today? Do you know? January 24th, right?
20, yeah.
So I'll be like January 24th, 2024, and then I'll just go down the line and I'll just talk. Like, so today I woke up a little bit fucking anxious and I'll just vocalize all my feelings and what do I want to achieve in my life through gratitudes and affirmations.
Wow.
That's the first step.
Like that. I'm going to use that. Thank you.
It changes the game.
Yeah, yeah.
It changes the game.
Like literally you could just kill a negative thought like that.
Instantly. Because usually what ends up happening, especially in entrepreneurship, is we sit in our heads a lot.
Yeah.
Because we're working on videos, or we're working on business, or we're working on this meeting, or we're trying to do something else. So we're silent in front of our computers. And we're not talking to fucking anybody.
Yeah.
But if you vocalize what you actually want in your life, it will change the game because then you're not silent anymore. Does it make sense?
That is so wild. I'm
Right.
still like amazed on what you just gave me.
It's simple.
Yeah,
It's
like
simple,
my head
right?
was like cloudy with like, like I got a bunch of stuff going on today. And right now it's clear.
And if you just speak, you don't think about it anymore because now you're thinking about the current moment you're in. So 3 a.m. wake up, cold shower, affirmations, gratitudes. I then do meditative breathing while listening to a YouTube video. I don't love meditation. All right. I did it for a certain amount of time utilizing apps like Headspace and different videos on YouTube like Abraham Hicks, if I'm not mistaken. But I hate it. I don't like sitting stagnant, just like listening to my thoughts and breathing. It drives me fucking crazy. I'm like done in 3 seconds. So I listen to a video called No Excuses. And if I'm not mistaken, the YouTube channel is Ben Lionel Scott or something along those lines. Yeah. But it's the same YouTube video I've listened to every single day for 4.5 years. And it's literally just a mix of motivational speakers telling you to stop being a pussy. That's literally it, bro. It's like, stop being a bitch, fucking tell yourself the truth. You can wake up, you got the time, you got the money. That's it. And I listen to that video every morning while I just breathe as deep as I can in and out, utilizing the meditative breathing that I was taught doing the meditations in the past and all the walkthroughs that I did, so I can just control my thoughts and focus in on that video to get me ready for the day. As soon as I'm done that, I go into a workout 60 minutes straight. As soon as I'm done the workout, I do 15 minutes of steady state cardio. While I'm on the treadmill, I usually plan my content for the day.
Yeah.
Because we film in crazy batches, and I'm sure we'll go into that as well.
Oh, yeah, I see.
You.
Like you.
Dude, it's insane, the amount of content we create. And so I'll plan out what I'm going to post that day. Yeah. And then as soon as I'm done that, I usually, when I'm home, here it's been a little bit more stagnant. But when I'm home, I go straight into boxing, and I box for 2 hours straight. So then 3 a.m. to 8 a.m., I've done my mindset, my content, and 3.5 hours of training.
Damn.
Every day, 7 days a week.
You're prime. Like, when you're ready to go, it's like you're prime.
Well, dude, and then like the reason why I don't get stressed out and the reason why I don't get overwhelmed, and I'll alter the way I say that. The reason why I'm able to move through the stress and why I'm able to move through the overwhelm is because of what I do in the morning. Like, I'll get hit with a business problem. I'm like, yep, well, whatever, that's fucking life. It's not going to overwhelm me because I've already done everything that I need to do. And the reason why I do all of that stuff at 3 a.m. and the reason why I've made the morning routine the way that I do is because then by the time I'm home at 8 a.m., my son is now awake, changed because my wife woke him up and changed him, and then I'm able to spend a little bit of time with them before my podcast starts at 9.
Wow.
Everything is worked around in my day and in my calendar to not only optimize self, my mindset, my business, my fitness, but to make sure that I can give her and my baby the most amount of time possible, morning, midday, and night.
Damn. I'm still amazed with that thing you just gave me.
It helps a lot, man.
Yeah.
It literally changes the game. There's so many people that I see nowadays struggling with their mindsets, but it's usually just because they're fucking silent all the time. They don't speak. They're by themselves. They're in their computer. They're in their fucking phone. They're thinking about how I'm going to make this money and how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to achieve this. When if they just fucking spoke out loud and got out of their fucking phone, everything would change.
Damn.
Like if people just stopped looking at TikTok and looking at Instagram and looking at where their feet need to move right fucking now, everything would alter in their lives. But we're always focused on the future and not current state of mind.
You know, for me, I started in the video business a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. Actually, I kind of start the video thing seriously when I met Wes. I don't remember, it's like May, I met Wes first time. And then in August, we filmed for another client as Mastermind. And that's when I really started my video business. You know, we're going, you know, like August was like 5K a month. To like now we're about to hit 100K for the month. It's like a crazy transition. I feel like I'm crossing like different barriers very fast where my mind is still like not, I would say my personal development is like not catching up to it. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go and poke as many holes as I can. Yeah. That's just like my personality. But like, I feel like my self-development is still like need to catch up. It's just like, you know, the money's coming in, but it's like weird money. It's like, you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It's like that's somebody's salary in a year.
But how much has your life actually changed?
I would say I would be more busy, and also like with the busyness, a lot less sleep, and then my routine is like constantly getting beat. Like where before my routine would be more regimental, but with the travel and everything, all the projects, it's like getting kicked off. So like, how do you stay on a consistent routine when you travel so you don't, you know, take yourself off where what got you there in the first place?
Well, first and foremost, you just got to give yourself a little bit of grace. Understand, like when you're traveling, everything is going to be changed. Like I'm 3 hours ahead from my regular time zone right now. So it definitely feels weird because once I'm done my morning routine, like my team ain't even awake yet. Yeah. Or they're just starting their days. So if I just start spamming them with fucking messages, that's not fair to them. Not to mention, like, they're not at the same level yet and they haven't done their shit. So it's giving yourself grace and understanding that you also might not have the time to do what you want to do because you're traveling for a business purpose. But you do need to have like a group of non-negotiables every single day. Now, again, I've got like fucking strategies and different things all the time, and I'll give you the one, but then I'll tell you the core concept. I developed a routine called 10 before 10 a.m. And I teach all of our clients this. I've taught this to like 5,000 fucking personal trainers and people who want to change their lives. But the concept is very simple. Whenever you're traveling, you do 10 things before 10 a.m. 3 to do with your health, 3 to do with your wealth, and 3 to do with your relationships, and then 1 bonus based off of the area that you're lacking. And all that means is like, okay, when you're traveling, you got to make sure that you keep up with your health. So get your water in, all right? Don't eat any fast food and work out. That's it. And you want to get it done before fucking 10 a.m. Right? Now, obviously, if you got to drink 4 liters of water, don't just start fucking chugging like crazy because you're going to bloat it and fucking hate your life. But you get the point that we're going down, right? Yeah. 3 with your wealth, all right? You got non-negotiables. Do a little bit of lead gen, be social on social media, and post your fucking content. All right? Relationship. That could be relationship with your spouse or relationship with self. Or if it's self, do your morning routine, all right? Meditate and do something fun for the morning. All right, it's finding shit that will help you progress regardless of where you are in your life. We developed this when we went to Bali because when me and Brian first became business partners, when we started our business PT Domination in the past and Aesthetic Nation when we were scaling our fitness company, we were traveling a lot and we all went down to Bali. Now, Bali, if I'm not mistaken, is 17 hours ahead from where we are in Kelowna. So it's tomorrow right now. So to run a business, like you need to alter everything the way that we're running it. So we needed to change up the way we were doing our calls and everything else. But dude, we were still killing it. I made like $27,000 in less than 3 weeks when I was a fitness coach when we went to Bali 4 years ago, just because of that routine. Because we were able to knock off our calls in the morning that we altered. And then I set up a small 30 to 45 minute window at night, which was the evening back home. So I could fucking bang out sales calls just because we had the routine set in place. Does that make sense?
That's wild.
It's just planning ahead.
Yeah.
Most people just fuck up because they don't plan ahead. They're like, oh, I know I'm going to this city and I got to do this business shit, but what about you?
Right.
Like I only ever put me first when I fucking go somewhere, and then I fit other things in. And that's why even with the Miami Mastermind that we went to, we had the dinner at the night, right? And everybody was hanging out at Wes's house. We pieced out at 7:30.
Yeah.
Like I'm not fucking staying here till 9 with everybody else and then going out.
Yeah.
Like I love all y'all. This is cool. I got shit to do.
Right. You're also on a whole different level.
Yeah.
Compared to, you know, some other people there were like beginning of the journey, some other people are in their mid journey, but you're already like far ahead, and I see that you were, you know, put like importance on your time.
But see, that's the thing. I've done that since the very beginning. I always put me first, my time first, my want first. Not because I'm selfish, but because I'm selfish in the aspect of if I don't pour into my cup, I can't pour into others. And there's that cliche saying. Like, I won't stay up late and do a bunch of dumb shit for no reason unless it's going to actually serve me and there's going to be a monetary benefit. Where a lot of people, when they travel to other cities or they have so much on their plate, like you're seeing right now, it's like, okay, well, they need me for this time. But does that fit your routine? Yes or no? If it doesn't, well, too fucking bad. We're going to alter it and we're going to do it like this.
Yeah.
Now, again, that might mean you need to sacrifice a little bit of sleep. I get 4 to 6 hours of sleep every day. Right? I don't sleep more than 6 hours ever.
That's wild.
All right? 4 hours becomes a pretty regular thing, especially when we're in busy season, when I start cranking out the 10 to 12 hour work days. But I do the 10 to 12 hour workday on top of me still waking up at 3 a.m. and still doing all the work I need with 2 hours of boxing a day. Why? Because I need to make sure that I hit every pillar in my day, and I'll sacrifice the sleep needed to make sure I don't take away from my wife and my baby. Damn. Make sense?
That's the beautiful thing about you. I know your work is like wild and big level, really high level too as well, and you make time for your family. That's like
always.
You know, I would say you're more wholesome and more well-rounded than most of the people I've met, just because, like you said, you were more selfish with your time.
I think it's also comes from fear in a very big way.
How?
Dude, before my baby was born, I was like fucking terrified, like actually terrified. I remember me and my wife, when we first spoke about kids, 3.5 years in our relationship, we are about to be together for 7 years this year. We almost broke up. We didn't actually speak to each other for like a solid week and a half while living in a 600 square foot apartment. And the reason why is because everything got super real.
Damn.
Everything got super real. And then she looked at me and she's like, okay, like, I want to start planning out when we're going to have kids. And as soon as that became reality, even though I wanted kids for so long, then that like internal fucking dialogue came in and I just shut down completely. And it was like, I don't want children. I don't think this is going to work for me. She's like, I'm not saying I want them now, but like I do want them. You need to start thinking about it. And I was in full panic mode. So we almost ended up breaking up. Didn't, because I came to the realization that I wanted children. 2 years later, when the conversation became very real, same thing happened. And it was because I was dealing with like a lot of, I don't like using the word because I fucking hate it, but I'll say it right now. I was dealing with a lot of internal trauma, shit from the fucking past. So when we did end up getting pregnant and planning for our baby, I went into full fucking panic mode. Super, super happy, but every fucking negative thought, negative feeling, bad situation popped and played in my head for weeks and weeks on end. Even to the degree when we had our kid for the first 2 months, I was fucking petrified. Like, I didn't want him. I said this to Julia, I said this to a couple people, and I'm like openly admitting that because I didn't know how to deal with it. It was like every time he would scream, it would just break me, and fucking I had no idea how to alter, no idea how to deal with the pain, the crying, the fucking late nights. We were sleeping 2 hours a day. It was fucking horrible. And then I heard something from my friend and they just said, learn how to sit in it. That like your masculine energy just wants to fix every problem instantly because of the fact that it's triggering something from you as you were a kid. So I just sat. And then one day everything relaxed and I felt comfortable with him. And I realized that if I don't give them the time, I'm not going to help him become the man that I would like him to become. And if I don't help him become the man that I want him to become, he might turn into what I expected / was fearful before.
You know, in the entrepreneurship space, you know, you have your, can you tell a little bit more about your 3 businesses?
Yeah. So first and foremost, main business is PT Domination. So I own this business with my business partner, Brian Mark. And what we do is we help personal trainers grow and scale their online businesses. Long story short, PT, best fucking business in the world. You get to serve other individuals and help them with their fucking health. That's why I love personal trainers and why I feel like we need more in this world. We got 8 billion people on the planet.
Right.
Like every PT right now that I know could have 100,000 clients and we wouldn't make a dent in the obesity rate or anything else, which is fucked. Right. It's very true, dude. Like everybody in this city alone, all the people we saw at the Miami Mastermind, we give them all 100,000 clients, we would make a dent. So I feel like more people need to embrace it. And I feel like becoming a PT is one of the best jobs in the world. PT Domination, our business, I'm going to just say it right now, golden standard for business coaching for PTs, hands down. Not only are we the most affordable, but we are the fucking best. We've got over 350 people that have hit $10,000 a month. We've helped 11 coaches hit $100,000 a month, all organically, 0 fucking Facebook ads ever in any of their businesses. And we've had hundreds and hundreds of coaches cross the $20,000 to $70,000 a month, all organically. And the reason why we started PT Domination is because of what I told you earlier. I overcame a drug addiction, and fitness saved my fucking life. So when I became a fitness coach and has scaled up alongside Brian as a fitness coach to making anywhere from $50,000 to $90,000 a month multiple times, we're like, we could teach other people this.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are we not helping other PTs? Like, we hated the gym. Bro, I was an in-person trainer for 3 months. I literally was like, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to quit ironworking. I was like, I'm fucking gone here. So I quit my fucking in-person job as an ironworker, became a PT in a camp up north, did it for 3 months, and was like, fuck this, bro. Like, this is horrible. I'm like, the money's dog shit. The food's dog shit. The time is dog shit. Like, why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
And then I remember I was bitching about it back home one day, and Brian, again, my business partner at the time, was like, why don't you just quit? And I was like, what? He's like, just quit. And I was a little bit nervous because, again, at the time I was living in my wife's 600 square foot apartment. And I looked at her and she's like, babe, I got you. I'll make sure that we cover the rent for the next fucking 2 months, because she was still working as an estimator in the office that I met her when I was an iron worker.
Yeah.
She covered our rent for 2 months, and within 2 months I hit $10,000 a month as a PT and just started scaling like crazy. Then we launched PT Domination.
Damn.
And that's just the one business, bro. Now, PT Domination is a multi-7-figure business. Last year we made $8.6 million.
Yeah.
Our second business is a 20,000 square foot facility in West Kelowna, British Columbia, called Aesthetic Nation Gym now. It was called Iron Energy, but we just rebranded it back to the roots.
Yeah.
Back to our fitness coaching company.
Yeah.
So it's our gym in West Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. If you're listening, come check it out. Best fucking gym in Canada. You'll love it. But it's called Aesthetic Nation Gym, and it is the dopest facility ever, bro. It's fucking sick.
I want to visit.
It's so dope, dude. We just repainted it all, changed a bunch of things. All the equipment is brand new Atlantis equipment. We're bringing in a bunch of hammer strength, plate loaded stuff too.
Damn.
I'm super proud of it.
Yeah. And what's the third one?
Third one is the Kickstarter. Now, I call it a Kickstarter just because I haven't put enough time into it. There's 4, actually, if I'm going to really talk about it. The fourth one is my clothing brand. It's called Amarok Aesthetics.
Yeah.
The reason why it's called Amarok Aesthetics is because Amarok has been a part of my brand in everything that I've ever done since I got into fitness in the first place. And an Amarok is a wolf in Inuit mythology. It's known to be one of the god wolves that terrify everybody else. Wolf is a part of every fucking brand, every part of me, really. It's actually my son's middle name now because of how much it's been indoctrinated in my life. But that's the fourth business. And the third Kickstarter is my fitness coaching again. And the reason why I'm fitness coaching is actually because of Wes. That's why I attribute a lot of that to him and why we connected. Because when I met him and we sat down and had a conversation, he's like, why aren't you fitness coaching? I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, well, fitness saved your fucking life. You became a fitness coach and made thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. He's like, then you started helping people do the same thing, but then you dropped off this. Like, why the fuck do you stop?
Right. What got you there?
And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I just got fucking busy. So he's like, do it again. So again, I call it a Kickstarter, even though we've seen a lot of success. In the last 7 months, I've made over $200,000. So it's doing very well, but I just don't promote it. And that's why I call it the Kickstarter. We're so busy with PT Dom, so busy with the gym right now, and then the son, my wife, and the traveling, because I want to do more podcasts and stuff like this, that I just don't put any time into promoting it. But it's always there. If people want help with their fitness and their mindset, I do take them on.
So, you know, for personal training, when you teach your coaches how to take themselves to the next level, for me, it seems like every level I go up, you know, like now I have staff, like literally I pay their rent. If I don't perform, they don't pay rent.
Yep.
You know, but every level costs everything from the last level. How do you know, what advice would you give to somebody who are facing that uncertainty of every level is going up, even though every level pays more, right? It's just the uncertainty of willing to give everything to go to the next.
I think it's understanding that every day costs the day before. So every level is going to cost the level before.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody's so scared of uncertainty and what could be next if they took action, but it's because they play the what if game in a negative way instead of the what if game in a positive way. Does that make sense? Everybody's so like, well, what if this goes wrong? Or what if we have a bad month? Or what if this happens? What if we just switch it? What if you hit $1 million next month?
Right.
What if everything goes right? What if you get fucking brought on by Tony Robbins to do content? Right? Like this, if we go the negative way, we could also go the fucking positive way. And I think I've just always been optimistic in the aspect of if I bet on me, it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
And that's because I've been good at everything I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I've got a fucking track record of it. When I played football, I was one of the best people on the fucking team, and I played positions that you wouldn't believe that I played. You ever watch football?
No, not really.
No?
Yeah.
So usually a dude who is 5'6", 145 pounds wouldn't play D end, but I did.
Oh,
All right? Or linebacker, but I did. Because I fucking hit hard. All right? I did boxing. I just won my first amateur boxing match. We're 27 days out from the next one.
Oh, wow.
Everything I have ever done, I've been good at, but that's because I play what if in a positive way, not what if in a negative way. Most likely also because I played what if in a negative way for a long fucking time. I was addicted to perks and I was struggling. And if it wasn't for my friends who let me sleep on their couch, I probably would have been on the street, because I would have rather slept on the street than go home because of the fucking fighting and the violence. So it's like, I'm just always worried about, like, what if I don't take action on me? Like, let's fucking go. I can do this. Where so many people are just wrapped up in the fucking negative.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's going to cost you something to go to the next level, but it's also going to cost you something if you stay where you are right now. You're going to remain the same for the rest of your life. And I'm assuming you don't want to do that, right?
No.
I don't. I'd rather fucking die.
Yeah.
If I just stayed exactly where I was for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be happy. Ever. There's no fucking way. And I can attribute all of it back to a movie. You ever seen the movie Troy?
Yes.
You know the scene where Achilles looks at the kid who doesn't want to fight the big guy and says, well, that's why no one will remember your name? Oh. When that scene popped up in front of me when I was a kid, bro, it was like somebody punched me in my little face.
Damn.
I remember watching that and was like, what the fuck did I just watch? And it stuck with me for so long. And I don't know why, but it resonated in every single thought for the rest of my life until now. Since I watched that movie, it was like every time I didn't want to do something, or every time I opted out of doing something, or every time I doubted self, that would play in my mind. Well, that's why no one's going to remember your name, homie. That's why you're going to remain the same. Well, you don't want to take a risk on self. Well, good luck being forgotten. Like, it was always there. And ever since that popped and played in my head, I'm like, nope, we're doing it. It's going to cost all the money in my bank account. Yeah, sounds good. Fucking sounds good, dude. I want to be remembered forever, so I'm never going to fucking slow down.
Wow. Every time that I go up another level, it costs everything. And
Yeah.
I, got your advice on that. And I think that's like phenomenal. And then, so what's after that? Like, how do you actually build a good team? Like, that's one of the things that we're struggling on, like, in the videographer space.
Yeah.
A lot of videographers are not very reliable. I don't know.
A lot of people aren't very reliable.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
But, I have some of the best ones in my team already. But we're always growing. We're always trying to get more people on. Like, what are certain traits you look in people to build out a good team?
Coachability, integrity, and responsibility above all else. And the aspect of, I don't give a fuck if you know what you're doing, as long as you're coachable and I can actually help you.
Yeah.
Like, I'll hire somebody who's ground up, who's just starting, versus hiring the professional who thinks he's the shit, because I can coach this guy and I can't coach that guy. All right. Integrity, because with integrity, you don't need anything else. And without integrity, you can't be helped, period. I can't trust you. Nobody can rely on you. Yeah. And then responsibility. I truly believe that everything that happens in my life is my fault. Regardless. Like, even if we were doing this podcast right now and like something happened and we didn't have the audio, that's my fault. Why? Because I didn't fucking ask you to double check it. Why? Because I didn't check the studio myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally how I think. And that's what I look for in other people. But also, just take a coin out of Gary Vee's book and fucking fire faster.
Damn.
Dude, we run through people. We just brought a new manager on at our gym. All right. His name is Brett. I fucking love him. Dude, we've hired and fired probably 11 to 15 people in the last 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Because we bring you in, and if you don't match this standard within the first 14 days, fuck off. And is that rude? Yeah, maybe. But I'm trying to build a fucking legacy, dog, and I don't have time for your shit.
Yeah.
So we're going to hire fast, and then we're going to fire faster. And if you don't like it, good. Go play with the fucking losers.
Yeah.
Like, one of the questions we ask in the interview process is, do you hate to lose? And if your answer is anything but, yeah, I fucking hate to lose, then we don't even continue the interview.
Damn.
Because the whole goal is to play at a high level. Now, again, that's why you need to have the integrity, responsibility, and coachability. Because as long as you got that fucking hunger, I can teach you how to do anything. But also, how do you build a good team? You need to be a good leader. And that's why I don't fucking miss. I hit my workouts. I hit my mindset. I work on my fucking business. I work on my health. I work on everything that I need to do every day. And I'm consistently asking people that are above me, what do I need to do more of so I can be a better leader for the people that are underneath and that I'm leading.
Wow. Yeah, and like, I had to let go a couple people for the first time too. And
How'd that feel?
How'd
that feel, bro?
It's kind of like, damn,
Kind of weird, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this whole like like I'm just transcending, and it's like it just feels weird every day. Like, oh wow, like I'm actually doing this.
When
Like,
you get into a position where you're like, oh,
this is
hire
new
or
to
fire
me.
people now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like come on, dog. You told me, and also like in the video or in the video industry too, it's really hard to find good people. I don't know what it is. I think it's.
See, I
like,
disagree with you. It's your mindset.
tell me more.
It's your mindset, bro. Like, if it's hard to find good people, then how are you able to find the people on your team right now? If I had that mindset, I wouldn't have Daniel.
Right.
If I had that mindset, I wouldn't have my team. There's 8 billion people on this planet. There are good people out there.
Yeah.
There's just different things that you need to embrace in order to bring them in. Right? Because, and this is the reality that you need to understand. And again, you're blowing up recently.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you guys are starting to see grand success like very quickly. You won't be able to lead people until you become the person that people want to follow. Right? Like, B players aren't going to follow a C player.
Yeah.
And A players aren't going to follow a B player. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You need to play at the highest fucking level, and then people will come to you. So what, like, you're around Wes a lot, and you see the people that are on his team, and I bet there's a thought that runs through your mind, like, well, what the fuck, man? Like, why can't I find a dude like that? Why can't I find a team like that? Why can't I find an assistant like that? Why can't I find a fucking second hand like that? Was because you're not at that level yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you just need to improve self. Because, dude, I get it. Trust me. What you said, like verbatim there, I've said multiple times. Like, why the fuck is it so hard to find people that just want to work hard and do the goddamn job that I have?
Right.
But then I look internally, and again, responsibility. I'm like, oh, it's because I'm not doing the shit I need to do.
Damn.
It's because I'm not fucking upholding the standard that I need to uphold.
Yeah.
It's because I'm not ruthless. Now I'm ruthless as fuck. Dude, when I hired Daniel on my team, we had talked for a while. For everybody who keeps hearing me say Daniel's name, I always do this when we're on podcasts. It's my videographer. He comes with me fucking everywhere, helps me with all the content creation that we do. When we were at Daniel on the team, I literally sat him down in the room, and I was like, listen, this is a different job than most people.
Yeah.
In his job description, I have principles and core values written out. One of the principles is you need to work on your health every single fucking day. You neglect your health, you're not on my team.
Damn.
All right, the core values, you need to embrace these every day. If I see a lapse in them, I'll call you out, and then I embrace something called nurture, bark, bite. And what that means is I have all my core values and my principles. If you fuck up, I hit you with nurture first. Responsibility, homie, as the leader. Maybe I didn't teach you properly. What do we need to improve on? What's going on? What did I lapse in? You fuck up again, I bark, and then I get loud. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you messing this up? What are you not understanding?
Yeah.
And then on that bark, I gauge your reaction. If you react poorly and come against me and push back and don't take responsibility, then I bite your fucking head off and fire you off my team. If you react properly, take responsibility, and want to learn, then I go back to nurture. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nurture, bark, bite. It's
Okay.
something that I utilize in my training facility and how I operate as a leader to make sure that everybody's following the way that I need them to follow. But don't get it twisted. The reason why my team operates at such a high level, like all my teams on my coaching staff, dude, we have 13. Every coach is making $20,000 plus a month.
Oh, wow.
One of my coaches, her name is Janelle, makes $397,000 a month, and she works for our company
Damn.
because she's killing it so far. But in order for me to lead and have her help me, I got to operate at a high fucking level. Feel me?
Yeah.
And everything needs to be on point, because as soon as I start slipping and they notice that, they start slipping. And then I can't get angry at them because I'm not doing what I need to do.
Give me some advice on this upcoming projects that I'm doing. So I'm going to be running across America, LA to New York.
That's dope. Running?
Yeah, running.
You're going to run.
Yeah. March
Jesus
1st.
Christ,
You know?
dude.
So if we
You can't
do,
get me to run a kilometer, bro. There's no fun. Wait, mile and a half here, dude. There you go.
so yeah, we do a deal. I'll put your logo on the RV. We just got an RV.
Yeah, I like that.
All the brand that like invested in my business that
run?
we started. Yeah, like all the brand that did deal with me, where they have to pass a certain threshold in terms of pricing. I will put their logo on the RV we're running across America with.
That's dope.
When I'm in New York, I'm gonna buy a little time on the Times Square thing. And we're like, look at all the people that invested in.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's not CGI,
That's dope.
Yeah. So it's gonna be 20 miles a day or variation of it.
Yeah.
If I feel better, I'll do more. Like even before we shoot the mastermind, Andy made me run 10 miles. Andy Pho.
Yeah.
Every time Andy sees me, he tries to test.
Bro, he's a beast.
Yeah, he
He's
tries
a
to test
fucking
every time.
beast, bro. Yeah.
Like the first time we were filming something else in New York, he was like, "You're gonna run 9 miles with me right now," and like I just landed an hour of sleep, can run 9 miles together. Then we start filming.
Bro, y'all are beasts, man. You guys said we're running 9 miles to me. I'd be like, you guys can fuck yourselves, bro. There's no way. You want to do burpees? You want to go to the gym? You want to box? I'm down. You want me to run? You got to pay me a lot of money. A lot of fucking money.
Andy's crazy. He goes.
I know, dude.
He's crazy.
So what's the business venture?
So it's 20 miles a day. I could, run 10, walk 10 or so.
Yeah.
As long as I could keep that pace, I can make it from LA to New York in about 6 months. So we got the RV, we got the videographer, we got my, team, driving. I just worry about the running and maybe I'll sell a couple coaching package along the way and then content package. And I still have my team so I can send out on projects. But going into it, what kind of mindset should I be having to accomplish this? It's going to be a once in a lifetime thing because I'll be the first Asian American to do this. Yeah.
Dude, I think the only mindset that you need to embrace is fuck your feelings. That's literally it. Like, fuck your feelings. Yeah. You got to show up every day regardless of how you feel, which kind of brings us back to the routine. Have you been on routine during this trip? Like morning routine, fitness routine,
I would say workout, yes, and then diet, yes, because we buy the meal prep from Boxers. But then sleep, no.
How much sleep have you been getting?
Like literally 2-3 hours.
Good.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say good is because you're sacrificing the sleep, so you're embracing the fuck how you feel shit. Like, whenever people hear that I get 4 to 6 hours of sleep, you always get like the fucking gurus who come out and you're like, you need more sleep. Homie, I'm a fitness coach. I know how much sleep I need to get. I just don't give a fuck because I'm doing other things.
Right.
Like, I can't sacrifice anything else, dog.
Yeah.
I ain't got enough fucking time in the day. If I get 8 hours to 10 hours of sleep, who does that take away from?
Everything else.
My fucking wife.
Yeah.
And my baby.
Yeah.
I know how much sleep I should be getting. I sacrifice it on purpose. So I embrace that every single day. That's what you need to dive like deep into. Who gives a fuck how hungry you are? Who cares how sore you are? Who cares how tired you get? Who gives a fuck if you're emotional and stressed out? Like, that's the mindset that you got to embrace going into this. And that's the only mindset that I would embrace going into this. A lot of people, it's like, okay, worrying about this and diving into this. I also probably have a conversation with your team about taking more on. In the aspect of you're like, well, like I might sell some more clients on a daily basis. Like, bro, you're trying to do this. And you're like, well, if I could do 20 miles a day, then I can complete it in 6 months. I want to ask you, why aren't you thinking about doing like 30 miles a day and completing it fucking quicker? Like, that's my mindset.
Right.
Right? Like, what are you going to do? Fucking run 10 and then walk fucking 10 while selling clients while you're walking? Yeah. Fuck that. Just do it quicker.
Yeah.
Get it fucking done. Right? Like, go even harder. That's like, if you know who the Iron Cowboy is?
No.
Look him up.
Okay.
Homie is probably one of the most underrated endurance athletes I've ever met in my entire life. We met him when me and a crew went with Dan Martell down to Utah. Dude, homie did 100 Ironmans in 100 days straight. He did 50, completed all of them.
Yeah.
Right? You know what an Ironman is?
It's like
so it's a 3-mile swim, a 26-mile run, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a 100-mile bike ride. I might be wrong. Are you fucking Ironman athletes coming at me harsh as fuck? I'm not a runner, okay? I literally just said this. But he did 100 in 100 days after he did 50 in 50 days.
What
straight,
a
dog.
Oh
every fucking day, going hard as hell. So it's like, what I want to ask you is like, why are you only shooting for 20? Right? You're like mapping it in your head because that's what your business brain does.
Yeah.
But like, what I would be doing is like, okay, let's map it out in my head. Let's aim for 30 a day. Crank it the fuck out. Run as long as you can. Like, run fucking 15 and walk 15. Run 15, walk 15. And don't plan to do a bunch of extra random bullshit at the end. Utilize the team that you have. That's how you become a good leader. Right? Put people in positions that they need to. And then if you need to, let's say halfway through, your team's slacking the fuck off, then you could pull back the running a little bit from 30 to 20, do a little bit of the client work that you need to do after your run. But I would fucking double down, embrace the fuck your sleep, fuck your feelings mentality, and go all in.
Damn.
Right?
That's fire.
Like,
I love it.
Utilizing my boxing as an example, I'll give you a breakdown. Usually when people train for an amateur boxing match, they do the same shit that everybody we see do. They'll do 1 to 5 classes a week, maybe for 30 minutes to an hour. They'll do a group class. They'll rarely do one-on-one because everybody treats amateur boxing like they treat fucking beer league baseball. All right, or I don't even know what that would be considered down in the fucking States or whatever, but we got softball up in Canada. It's what everybody fucking does. It's beer league baseball, and they treat it like they don't care, like it's a fucking bullshit sport. Homie, when I did boxing, like for my first fight, and I still do it today, 1 to 2 hours every day, 7 days a week for the last 9 months straight.
Damn.
No matter what.
Yeah.
grinding it the fuck out, sparring, pushing, like fucking exhausted, not wanting to, like really not wanting to. And on the days that I don't want to, my coach shows up at my house and he's in my garage waiting for me. So it's like forced fucking action. Because then when we see the result, like it's not like, well, I could do this at this time. You want to blow it out of the fucking park because right now we need to blow your own expectations out of your mind. But I'm also about doing shit as hard as you possibly can right away.
Yeah, like every day, just give it your all, empty the tank.
Every fucking time. That's why I love that you're only sleeping like 2 to 4 hours a day right now.
Yeah, I was
It's a good thing.
I was like, whoa, what's going on?
That's a good thing because you're cranking out the edits, you're working on your team, you're doing more jobs, you're pushing your body to the maximum. That's what it takes in order to reach the peak fucking version of yourself. Not to mention, that's what it takes to play at the level that you want to play. You said your personal development isn't catching up now to the money that you're making, but it'll get there because you're doing the work necessary. Yeah. You just got to also make sure that you're working on the traits and the values and the principles needed as well as the money-making activities. In here, you'll learn what you need to embrace, but you got to actually fucking study them and dive into it.
So as we come to a close, any more advice you want to give me or the audience on, my audience is like more beginner entrepreneur or people that are just getting into
perfect
online space.
That's perfect. So we'll start with you.
Yeah.
Fuck your expectations, go harder. All right. Like if I could give you any advice, especially where you are right now, it'd be fuck your expectations, go harder. And what that means is like, again, with your marathon coming up, we can't really call it a marathon. With your fucking Terry Fox run coming up, here, let's make sure that you push yourself to the absolute. All right. Because as a runner, all right, that you're embracing right now, that you're diving into, you shouldn't be going into this with the mindset of like, let me run 10 a day and walk 10 a day. Especially because you said you're going to be the first what?
First Asian person to do it.
Like, you got to fucking wear that shit as a trophy. Like a fucking put yourself on a pedestal. And don't just be like, okay, dope, like I did it. And I'm like the first Asian American to be able to complete this. Like put that fucking chip on your shoulder and be cocky during it. Like I didn't do it in 6 months. I did it in 4 because I fucking ran 30 a day. What the fuck did you do? While I was running a media company.
Yeah.
Like that's what's going to get you to the next level. Like blow your expectations out of the water and like push yourself harder than you know that you can, because that's going to make you feel better. Right. And obviously you'll get the recognition from it, but it also make you feel better. And like, that's the thing that I feel like not a lot of individuals embrace. They just push themselves hard enough to like prove that they are who they say they are to others. But the point is to prove who you say you are to yourself. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And then second thing to your audience, you said beginning entrepreneurs, which is fucking perfect. Take more messy action. You guys are way too obsessed about being fucking perfect when I just jump out of the plane and build a parachute on the way down. When we started Pizza Domination, we were already running our fitness coaching company. We planned, launched, sold, and kickstarted our fucking business coaching company in 5 days and made $37,000 in the first month.
Damn.
I had no idea how to build anything. I built out our entire website, all the videos, all the courses, edited all the videos myself, utilizing Filmora and ClickFunnels. I learned it all in fucking 5 days, bro.
Damn.
While Brian, my business partner, was like, I have no idea how to do a webinar. I'm going to market it, kickstart it, build out the slides, and sell it in the next 5 days. We did it. Bam, $37,000 made. And then since then, it's skyrocketed to going from $37,000 a month. Now an average month for us is $780 to $900,000.
Damn.
Because of messy action. Everything that I have ever done is jump out of the plane and build the parachute on the way down. When we bought our gym, it was peak COVID. We literally got a call being like, yo, homies, we need investors for a gym. Are you guys down? Brian called me when I didn't even live in the same place as him. And he's like, you want to buy a gym? I'm like, well, how much money we need? He's like, $170,000.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. Fucking boom. Bought the gym. No idea how to run it. Still know how to fucking run it. Literally no idea what I'm doing every day. We just hired a manager and I said to him, I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know how to do this? He's like, yeah, I got you. Boom, you're fucking hired. Now it's slaying it. Like, it's just messy action, bro. Fucking go. Even with content creation, everybody looks at my content and they're like, it looks so great. You guys are doing so well with the color grading. You think I'm doing any of that editing? No fucking idea what I'm doing. I just hire people that know what they're doing with that. And then when it comes down to the filming, bro, I keep it simple. I pick up my phone, I hit voice record, and I just spit shit in my fucking phone. That's my script on what I'm going to create. Damn. And then once a week, I sit down with my videographer and we crank out 50 to 170 videos like that.
Wow.
And I just film as hard as I can fucking go. Like in one filming day, If I'm just doing reels, we'll do 30 to 70 videos. If I'm doing more, I'll get Daniel to do YouTube. I'll have a videographer shooting B-roll. I'll have a photographer taking photos, and I'll film reels. So we'll get YouTube B-roll, TikTok B-roll, regular TikToks and reels shot, everything in one session. Why? Because I'm just like, let's do this the quickest and the fastest fucking way, and let's take ruthless, messy action every fucking day.
Damn.
That's the advice. Get off your fucking ass.
It's crazy. And then can you close out with how important content is? Because like a lot of people that are, so this is what I'm getting, like I'm getting clients from the business industry, like where it's just pure business.
Yeah.
They're trying to go to the content side, you know, the personal brand, boom, boom. But they don't think content is as important as it should be, you know, especially organic. They come like, yeah, we'll just run a bunch of ads, you know, like.
Dude, ads are fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
They're absolute horseshit. If you run your entire business off ads, you're a fucking joke. And I'm just like, yeah, you might make a lot of money, but nobody actually trusts what you have to say, and nobody trusts your fucking brand because the only thing you do is crank ads and nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
You're not vulnerable. You don't have any fucking passion, and vulnerability breeds relatability, so nobody can relate to you because the only time they see you is when they're sponsored underneath your name. I fucking hate ads, bro. I literally can't stand them. Now, why is content so important in my eyes? Because it gives you a outlet, it gives you a path to connect with the masses where you would never be able to connect with them before. Like I've got a podcast called Wake Up with the Wolf. I barely promote it. I just like ranting online, and it gives me something, another way to film content every single day. Bro, it doesn't even trend in Canada and the States usually. So it'll pop in the top 50 to 100 business and entrepreneurship in Canada and the States like twice a month, utilizing Chartable if you track it. But it trends in the top 50 in the other side of the world, in Africa, in Qatar, in places I can't even fucking pronounce. I gotta Google every day. And that would never happen. I wouldn't be able to connect with any of those people without content. Not to mention, just to give everybody a breakdown, across every social media platform, I've got 2 million followers combined. I didn't start monetizing that audience until the last 6 months.
Damn.
Didn't make a fucking dime.
You were just
Why?
nurturing.
Because our business model of PT Dom is I am the coach, the mentor, the creator in the back end. I'm the one who teaches all of our students and make sure that everything's going well. Brian is the marketer. So Brian markets on the outside, I teach on the inside.
Yeah.
Now, when I started creating this content, I was just doing it because I wanted to talk. I got sick of people bitching and whining about their fucking excuses, because if I can go from a drug addict struggling with my life and then 8 years later be a multi-millionaire under the age of 30, living my dream life with all the supercars I fucking wanted, the fuck is your excuse? So I just started ranting online and talking my shit, speaking my story, and it exploded. And because it exploded, now I have more opportunities. Now I'm getting contacted from random businesses. Now I'm getting contacted from random entrepreneurs and celebrities and brand deals that want to work with me because of my brand. Now I have some sort of authority. And the reason why that's important is because a lot of these business people that you see, and I know some of them that you're fucking probably talking about right now because they're now all these fucking personal brand guys, is they don't understand that social media is your authority piece. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the world. If nobody knows your fucking name, nobody can monetize you or do anything with you.
Right.
But if you have a big following and it's a real following, it's not something that was built off ads or fucking bots or anything else. Like, understand that views are going to go up and down. If you build a big following that people fuck with, you can sell anything, whether it's clothing, coaching, boats, podcasts, it doesn't matter. And that's what people want. That's what you can monetize. Content is everything. If you are not spending money on content, you're going to get left behind, and you're going to get killed by some random TikTok child who came out of nowhere, who's creating these stupid videos, and is next thing you know fucking surpassing you in every single area because he understands content is the game.
Like, do you view you and your audience and your followers as like you building a relationship?
Friends, bro.
Yeah.
My social media is my friend. I pour everything into my social media. I tell them about the dark times, the real times. I'm authentic. The same way I talk to you off this podcast is how I talk to you in person. You know that. Same thing with my social media. I'm raw, real, authentic, and I see my social media as my friends. Dude, if I don't post on my story every day, I'll get DMs from random people being like, homie, you all right? What's going on? And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? We haven't had like, I've never talked to you. And they're like, we haven't seen you today.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, I've built a relationship, dude. That matters. And that's why if I drop a fucking shirt, people will buy it. That's why if I'm like, yo, I started a new YouTube channel called Wolf Mentality, they'll go subscribe to it. right? People will fuck with me because I show them everything. I show them me and my child. I told them when I had my baby, I was struggling as a fucking man. I'm vulnerable and I share everything. And because I'm mending and molding that relationship and I see my social media as my friends, it's so easy for me to do shit now.
So before we close out, what time should I cut off my work day? Or is there like a cutoff zone?
There's seasons. Right now, you got a girl?
No.
You got a kid?
No.
Then work till you dead, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like straight the fuck up. If you ain't got a kid, you ain't got a fucking girl, then work till you goddamn dead. There ain't no reason why you should be cutting it off. Before I met Julia, I would literally grind until fucking midnight. Why? Because I was working 10 to 12 hours outside as an iron worker. I'd get off work. I'd go straight to the gym because during this time of transition, I was prepping for my first fitness competition. So I would spend an hour and a half in the gym. I'd get out of that. I'd go straight to boxing, spend an hour and a half in boxing. I'd get home around 8 p.m. I would then study to become a personal trainer. Then after I was done studying, I'd study business to optimize my business, go to bed at like 11 p.m. I'd wake up at fucking 3 a.m., get prepped for work and do it again the next day. And I did that every fucking day for 6 to 7 months straight. Every day, 7 days a week. Why? Because I didn't have a fucking kid, I didn't have a wife, and I didn't have anybody else that I needed to pour time into. Now, I try to stop working around 7 p.m. Now, does that mean I get off my phone? No, and my wife fucking bitches at me. And it happens, and I get it, and everybody else can understand it, and it's very normal to spend an asinine amount of time on your fucking phone. But if you ain't got anybody that you gotta pour, like, time into, then fucking grind it out. The reason why I try to cut it off at 7 is because I don't want to give my family the extra like downtime, if that makes sense. And that's where I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs fuck up. If you have a family, have children, have a wife, have a husband, don't just give them the exhausted time. Pick a fucking time. Maybe it's 5 p.m., maybe it's 7 p.m., whatever the fuck it is, lock it in, stop spending time on your phone, be fucking present, be where your feet are, and pour into the people that need it. But if you got no one other than you, dude, fuck time off. I'd be grinding it out every fucking day.
There. Where can the audience find you?
So you guys can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Everything is the same tag, ColeLuisDasilva, Cole Lewis DaSilva. I will say it's the verified accounts or the biggest accounts. All right, don't get fucked over. There's a lot of scammers out there right now, especially on TikTok. There's like 400 accounts using my fucking name. All right, so it's the one with almost 6 million followers. I'm just gonna, there we go. On YouTube. Cole Lewis DaSilva as well. YouTube's my favorite platform right now, hands down. It gives me a chance to pour into what's happening on the back end. That's why we vlog everything. Like we're vlogging this right now. You guys will see a little bit of behind the scenes after the podcast. The reason why is because then I get to show you guys everything in my life as a fitness coach, mindset coach, business coach, husband, father, entrepreneur, and more.
Cole, I really appreciate you for your time. I know you're a very busy person, and thank you for the opportunity coaching me on this podcast and sharing information with amazing people who are watching.
Bro, thank you.